When I was a psychology major student, my teacher was telling me about a book called The Brain That Changed Itself, where it describes so many people who come to doctors and they say that your condition is permanent. It could be a stroke patient and half of their body is paralyzed. A wobbler who cannot walk because they lose balance every time they are walking. Someone who have learning disability. They are not capable of learning new things. The amazing thing about them is that these patients have trained themselves to create new neurons connections to revive the ability that they are missing. SubhanAllah, they would come to the doctor and this doctor would telling them the words permanent, yet they still do not accept that and work their way to win over the condition that other people tell them that they cannot do. And I was asking myself, how many of us can actually stand up after getting hurt, after falling? Today, I am going to discuss multiple types of response to pain in the long term and how to not be a permanent victim of your pain. The first type of people are the one who say that I am the victim, life is not fair, I cannot change it at all. When I catch myself doing this, I will tell myself that, okay, this person might intentionally hurt me. Do I really want this person to have a good laugh, seeing me being in the same spot 5 years from now where they just left me? So I don't want to be the victim of the person who hurts me intentionally or unintentionally. The more a person wants to hurt me, the more I want to win the situation, right? So here's the solution for this. Allah said that He does not burden a soul with what it cannot bear. So it tell me that for sure that Allah is going to equip me with enough tools to overcome this hardship. When you try to do the right thing, sometimes you're not gonna have enough strength. Allah is going to open that door for you. Allah is going to take away that cover from you and show you the path to pass the test. He's gonna give you that strength, the booster to jump over this situation. The second type of people is the low self-esteem. Those are the ones who say that I am the failure, I'm not worthy enough. I have talked a lot about low self-esteem and self-love in the other videos, but here I want to emphasize on the point that if you have this kind of mindset, I want you to reevaluate yourself and find a plan to grow. Instead of sitting there and thinking that you are gonna be the same 10 years from now. No, inshallah, you're gonna be way better than who you are today. But you would have to keep learning and developing yourself. I myself have been through a lot of painful situations, and I find that one of the best ways to heal is to grow. Because this grow is an evidence that things can change. This pain here today is not gonna last forever. You might fail one time, it doesn't mean that you're gonna fail forever. And even if you fail the second time, third time, doesn't mean that the fourth time you're gonna fail. Your soul is like a tree. It needs to be fed with positivity and beneficial knowledge to grow. Otherwise, it's gonna be like a dry, dead tree. If you keep telling yourself that you're not worthy enough, if you don't keep feeding yourself the chance to learn, to grow. So here's some questions that you can ask yourself. Okay, take a pencil out and ask yourself these questions. What can I learn from my failure? What skills am I missing? Which wrong choices did I make for me to fail so bad like this? Now you're shifting from a failure mindset into the learning mindset. You were inside that box feeling so suffocated, and you come out of it exploring the world and exploring yourself as well. Third type of responder is the complainer, who would look like they are accepting the situation, but inside of them they still feel like I can still not take it in my mind that this actually happening to me. They just want to talk through this over and over again to themselves and to other people. The solution for this is to solely put your trust in Allah. And this is gonna be the best feeling when you do everything and then you put this package to Allah and say that, Ya Allah, finish this for me. Ya Allah, now I am giving this to your hand and please take care of this. You will feel like you're not alone. Allah is with you. And more than that, Allah is going to protect you and take care of that matter for you. The good news for you is if you tend to have that cycle in your head, you are the type of person who want to grow already. You might have that resilience inside of you. And that's why when you're stuck, it gives you the discomfort within yourself. The thing that you should do is to redirect your energy from complaining to put your trust in Allah. Number 4, numbing. There are some people who get hurt so much to the point that they have to numb themselves so that they don't feel the pain. Just like when you're going to the dentist will numb you, and then after that 2 or 3 hours they tell you that don't eat anything, right? Because they know that if you eat the food, then you're gonna start to chew your tongue because you don't differentiate between the tongue and the food. So when you're numbing yourself, you don't feel the pain for yourself, and then you don't feel the pain for other people. Sometimes you cannot distinguish between the good and the bad anymore, and you don't mind hurting other people. The solution for this is to heal yourself, because when you are already in this point, it means your pain is so severe that you would have to do something to not feel that pain anymore. The thing is, if you do not heal yourself, if you just put the bandage on you, it seems like you're not feeling the pain, but that infection is still there and it's gonna start eating your skin. And sometimes it affects the other part of your body. That's why you might see that you have a pain caused by your family member. But then later on, this pain would affect your career, school, your friendship, just because you are not putting the work to heal that pain. Try to be kind to yourself. Give yourself that space to cry, to feel hurt, and then find the root cause. Why am I feeling this pain? Who's causing this to me? Number 5 is golden mindset. When a person have a pain, they think of it as a test that Allah gives them. That's a learning opportunity for them to develop themselves. After I become a Muslim, right away I would open a Quran and I say that I want to read Quran. You know what is the first verse that I read? It was in Surah Ankabut, where Allah said, "Do the people think that they will be left to say, 'We believe,' and they will not be tested?" Whenever I go through a challenge, this is the verse that I would remind myself that I am being tested, and this is how I'm going to prove to Allah that I love Him and I would do everything to submit to Him. Even if it's painful for me, it is very hard for me, I'm still gonna submit myself to Allah. Don't lose your hope in Allah, because He's the most merciful. He's more merciful than a loving mom. When you're a parent, sometimes you would see your own child trying to walk and he might fall in front of you. As a parent, you might be like, "Oh my God, I don't want my child to fall." But you're going to see your child falling because you want your child to know how to walk. So Allah seeing you falling, sometimes it is part of His mercy. He's throwing you out there because He wants you to be a better person. I was watching this interview of a person who used to be a prostitute. She was raped so many times in her life. With so many hardships, she became a prostitute. But then she repented. She later on opened an NGO and tried to support the women who go through the same thing with her. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, subhanAllah, Allah put her in this so that later on she can use that experience to help so many other people. You cannot choose what happened to you. This woman, obviously she doesn't like what has happened to her, but she can choose how she would like to be after this. She can stay in that career forever and she can make good money from it, but at the same time she doesn't have happiness from it. But then later on she has way bigger goal because she's seeing a purpose using the pain that she has go through. Hi!
Hi.
It's not that loud. It's not gonna be loud. It's gonna make the sound louder in here when we record it.
Everybody knows who Marwah is, right? You watch her YouTube channel! You want to hear a song about her nickname? It's called Batata. Batata is her nickname. Woo, woo, woo! Batata is her nickname. Woo, woo, woo! Batata. And then Nguyen. That means potato that's tied. Shukran. Baba. Papa is a nice person. Now when I was a baby, Papa, she believes that come home, let me, Papa, and then Luna.